is a difficult time for everyone. It's a difficult time for athletes in particular as well. Their patterns are changing, they're having to adapt to being stuck inside, to not being able to do much. And for those athletes who in particular struggle with facilities, for example swimmers, water polo players, this is even more difficult. When we pass through such a situation, it's like what an athlete passes through when he or she has a serious injury. It's also what we pass through when someone close to us passes away. The process is called the grief process, and in this process we pass through a number of stages. These include denial of the situation. There is anger that it is happening now, especially in competition season for all of the athletes, or most of the athletes that is. Then there is the bargaining phase where, we try and say, okay, I'll do a little bit of training like this at the moment, this will all be over in a couple of weeks. Then there is the depression phase, knowing that our plans might be ruined, knowing that competitions might not happen. And for those especially who are preparing for big competitions such as the Olympic Games, this is even tougher. And we've got situations where then we accept that this is what we're in at the moment and there is not much we can do about it. Okay, but there are a number of tips we can give to athletes to help them cope in this situation. One or two of these tips could include, first of all, trying to focus on different kinds of training that one may not engage in usually. So, for example, can you work more on your strength training? Can you do some exercises at home with the help of a physical trainer online? 2. Have you forgotten about your mental training? Can you spend time imagining your best performances? Can you spend time trying to look for YouTube videos to try and perfect your technique, trying to see situations where athletes handle pressure, how you would deal with them in those particular situations? Mindfulness is a very important tool at this moment in time, because we've got to think about what can be done today rather than in a couple of weeks. Okay, so this morning just think a little bit about what you can do to help yourself in your sport. It could include researching about better ways to train when at home, because the whole world is passing through this crisis. It is a situation where we've got to adapt and where we've got to see what others are doing. Everyone is in the same situation. 2, are we trying to look after our health? So maybe it's time to learn how to cook our healthy meals. Maybe it's time for us to get proper rest. Usually we're always in a rush. Maybe now's the time to get all the rest we need. Can we read some biographies of athletes? Can we read up on research that is being done in the sport that we're looking at, that we're participating in? Are we engaging in relaxation exercises? So can we look for apps and tools online that can help us? Anxiety is a very real thing at the moment. So again, engaging in mindfulness techniques and relaxation techniques, which are easily found online, is going to help you. I'd also like to pass on a message that psychologists are available online as well. My colleagues and I have been talking and seeing how best to offer services online. So please do reach out if there's a situation you cannot cope with. Take care. Do please stay inside as much as possible. The more we look after ourselves and the people around us now, the sooner hopefully all this will be over. Take care.